Hi, Rocky Ridge art friends. This week I thought it would be a cool idea to just do something simple. And I'm going to show you how to draw a three-dimensional flag. And when I say three-dimensional, what I'm talking about is the fact that you know a flag is made out of fabric generally, and you know it's a rectangle. So you could definitely just draw a rectangle and make your design on your flag. But when flags are hanging, they're made out of fabric, so they have folds in the fabric. And for example, if you have, like say the American flag, it has stripes on it. So when it's hanging at an angle, you can see those stripes and you know that it's three-dimensional and it's folded because those stripes start going different directions. So I'm just going to show you a basic way how to draw a flag that has that effect of having a ripple. And what I want you to do is think of creative ways that you can add designs to it. You could do an American flag, or you could just make up your own flag. I'm really anxious to see what kind of creative ideas you could come up with. Feel free to color it and add as many details as you want. And there is a bonus challenge at the end of the how to draw video. All right, so we are talking about making a three-dimensional flag. And there's a trick that you can just make a general three-dimensional flag with kind of even waves. And that is to just make kind of a rounded Z shape or zigzag that goes like this. Or you could think of it as a backward S. And what I'm talking about is, I'll make some dots here for reference. We're going to go from there to here, and that's where we're going to start turning. And then another one here, and another one here. So if you want to make those dots, there's two here and two here. Notice how these are next to each other and these are next to each other. These ones are diagonal. So what we're going to do is go over to this one, curve, come back, curve, and end here. And notice how I didn't go exactly on the dots. They were just really there for reference. So the next thing I want to do is make my vertical lines. That means up and down lines, okay? Because I want to show where the edges of the flag are. So I'm going to make one there. That's the end of the flag. This is where the flag bends, and then this is where it begins. And I'm going to actually curve this one a little bit so it looks like it's on a flagpole. And another important thing is the height of the flag should be about the same, right? This line, and this line should all be about the same length, okay? So I need to make these a little longer. All right, the curve of this line should be the same as the curve of this line. If any of you have drawn cylinders, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And we actually forgot one vertical line right here. And then this curve should also be the same as that curve. So there's my basic bent fabric. And then if I want to make a flagpole, you can do whatever you want. This is just one way to do it, right? And then your flag could be attached to that, however you think that that makes sense. Okay? And I'd like you to think about decorating this flag any way you would like. If you want to just do simple stripes, one thing to keep in mind is that you want to follow that same rule where you are copying whatever line you just did. For example, if I'm going to make a stripe, it's going to follow, see how it kind of starts turning when that starts turning? We want to follow that same direction. On these ones, you have to kind of just pretend. This one, it's going to go this way now. You might want to make the same amount, like see how that one kind of ended there. And then in the front, they're going to go this way. They're going to copy this curve. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, so I should probably do the same amount if I really want it to make sense, right? And there we have it. You could color those. Like I said, you could decorate this any way you want. Now I'm going to show you one other thing here. Now this would be if you wanted to make, and this is kind of a challenge too, and some of you may have already done this before, but I challenge you to make a flag with multiple folds, okay? So we're talking about repeating that loose Z or backward S shape multiple times, okay? And then we go in and make our vertical lines. Remember, this one stops because it goes behind. You're going to make them all about the same length. The ones in the front, the ones in the back. That's not really what I'm talking about because those go behind where you can't see them. Okay, and then we got to make our lines on the bottom match the line that was on top. Okay, so there's one that has multiple. How many can you do? You can also make it go a different direction too. You don't have to make it go down. You could try and make it go more like this direction. It's all just going to depend on how, what angle you make those lines. So how many can you do? I think the most I've ever seen somebody do is maybe up to, 50. I know that sounds like intimidating, but you can do it. You can stick with just one, whatever you want to do. And another thing to think of too is you can make the end of the flag be pointy. It doesn't have to be squares. If I just want to make a simple one, you can make it go like this kind of a shape. Kind of like a flag that I would imagine that would be on a castle or something. It could be like that. You could even add one more ripple right there. Okay, you don't have to do a flagpole. That's just kind of what I'm used to doing. If you'd like to make your flagpole look more three-dimensional too, you could add some shading. Just make some little straight lines that go all the way down. It just kind of gives it the illusion that it's got some kind of light source on it.